State versus Barbara Bridges, forgery, theft, that's 15,364, 15,331, forgery. Ms. Bridges, I'm looking at your police statements here. Have you gone over these documents?
Yes, sir.
Do you feel you understand the matter set out in the police statements?
Yes, sir.
You understand the charges against you?
Yes, sir.
And you understand the range of penalties if you're convicted?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and looks like you signed these police statements and the conditions,
Yes,
is that
sir.
right? Okay. And in 2015-331, are you pleading guilty to forgery in the second degree?
Yes, sir.
And in 15-364, are you pleading guilty also to forgery in the second degree?
Yes.
And theft of property?
Yes, sir.
Okay, when you plead guilty, you give up your right to have a trial, you give up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Are you entering these pleas freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
Other than the recommendation as to what your sentence should be, which is in the police statements? Other than that, have you been promised anything?
No, sir.
Has anyone pressured you or coerced you to get you to change your plea?
No.
You're saying no?
No, sir.
Okay. And are you entering your plea in these cases because you're in fact guilty of these crimes? Okay. 15-331, looks like in October of last year here in Baxter County, did you attempt to pass some, let me start over, did you pass some counterfeit money?
Yes, sir.
She attempted to pass that.
Attempted to do that? Is under the statute in question an attempt?
Well, the possession of a counterfeit document, a counterfeit
Okay.
bill, Your Honor, is a forgery.
Thank you. And in 15-364, you took out credit cards in the name of your minor child?
Yes, sir.
Now, she was able to obtain $422.
My. In 15-331, you're judged guilty of forgery in the second degree. Be placed on 7 years probation. You're ordered to pay $200 in cost, a $1,000 fine, a DNA fee of $250, a $20 booking fee, $200 in public defender fees. In 15-364, for forgery, you'll be placed on 7 years probation. For theft of property, 60 days probation. Ordered to pay $200 in cost, a $1,000 fine, DNA fee of $250, $20 booking fee, $200 in public defender fees, $422 in restitution. Pay what you owe at the minimum rate of $100 per month, beginning within 30 days. Make your payments to the Sheriff's Department here in Baxter County.
Yes, sir.
And you'll need to see one of the probation officers.
Okay.
So do it the old way. 16-208, State versus David Burkhart, criminal attempt to commit residential burglary, disorderly conduct, public intoxication. 16-208. Sir, I've appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you. You're appearing here for an arraignment. How do you
Yes, sir.
plead?
Judge will enter a plea of not guilty at this time.
Okay, we'll enter that plea of not guilty. Your case is before another judge, Judge Webb. So you reappear on July 7th at 8:30.
8:30?
Is it 8? Does he start at 8:30?
9:30?
9:30.
9:30. And that was the 7th?
We'll give you a reminder.
Of July,
Okay.
yes.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Go ahead and I'll make an appointment to see you.
16-207, State versus Stephen Gunn, residential burglary, aggravated assault, criminal mischief. Mr. Gunn, I've appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you. You're appearing here for an arraignment. How does he plead to these charges?
Judge will enter a plea of not guilty at this time. We'd like to be heard on bond.
Very well, we'll enter the plea of not guilty. When will you be having his, scheduling his retrial?
September 22nd.
September 22nd. That'll be his next appearance at 10 o'clock. Bond, go ahead.
Your Honor, at this point in time, Mr. Gunn, we believe, is being held on $50,000. We're appealing to this court today to reduce his bond to $5,000 surety. He has no prior felony convictions. He does live in Missouri. However, again, his lack of criminal history, we think, makes him a candidate for a lower bond. There is some discrepancy between the story that is being told by the complainant in this matter and my interview with Mr. Gunn. The individual that has complained in this matter is his cousin, and I have represented Mr. Gunn previously in issues between him and his cousin in district court. So it was not a stranger's home that he was in. And in my opinion, as a defense attorney, even the allegations in the affidavit don't completely add up as to how he made it from Springfield, Missouri to her home without some transportation. So at this point in time, we would ask the court to consider the family relationship between these two parties and the ability of this gentleman to return to the court based on his lack of involvement in proceedings before courts previously. And we believe that a $5,000 surety bond would assure his reappearance before this court.
Your Honor, the allegation is that this man went to somewhere where he wasn't wanted and he was asked to leave. And that may be his cousin, but that doesn't mean anything to me. If someone asks you to leave their home, you're obligated to leave. I'm concerned about the victim. I don't want this man around that lady. It's his cousin. I don't want him to call her, talk to her. I don't want him being in his driveway. I'm not opposed to a bond reduction, but the victim in this matter, this man did not respect her wishes when she asked him to leave. I don't know if anything has changed in that unless this court puts that in its order. He's certainly entitled to a bond reduction. A $50,000 bond to assure his appearance here would be excessive.
Where will he be living?
Judge, he does live in Springfield, Missouri, and that's where he would be living during the pendency of this matter.
Set the bond at $15,000.
Thank you, Your Honor.